that monitor. Yeah. All right, and there's APR. So, hello Internet. It is 3:25 p.m. on Friday, June 26th, 2020. I'm Mark Amsripe, DJ Amstrack, and I'm holding court. That's Daniel. He's at work, quote unquote. It's clearly a YouTube video, but he's on lunch. Don't worry about it.
Lunch.
That's what I just said. And today I am going to be continuing Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender action. Yesterday played through the first day and a half, I think, of the game. And I'm liking it so far. Very colorful characters. I like the aesthetic. Yeah, let's just jump right back in. Actually, wait, hold on. Hadn't checked to see if the bridge is up. Okay, bridge is working. Bridge is not out of order.
The bridge is out of order. You're out of order.
You're all out of order.
This entire sandwich is out of order. There's a sandwich?
You're a sandwich. Boss should clean the chicken buckets she throws out. Everyone can smell the spice from a mile away.
New password, new password, new password, new password.
You could take a couple minutes more, you know. I'm fine, thanks. How did you get the helmet off? Turns out the release button was jammed with ashes. Whoever owns that helmet made sure to use it to the point of voiding the warranty. Keep it safe in case she comes back, okay? Sure. Now, take it away from me before I feel compelled to put it on again. Right. Yes, it's open. Great. Welcome to Valhalla. Good evening. What kind of place is this? Did I step into some kind of afterlife? Do you often enter places without knowing what they are? Sorta, kinda, yeah? Well, this is a bar. A bar? Nice, nice. What can I get you? I don't know. I don't drink that much, to be honest. What do you recommend for me? What do you normally enjoy? I like tea. That's not something I can work with. What about flavors? Bitter but not too bitter? Sorry if it's too confusing. Something bitter but not too much. Maybe something bitter and girly? Let me see what I can get you. Try this. Yep, this'll do just fine. Thanks. You don't look like you're from around here. What brought you by, miss? I'm the star that always shines in the dark night sky. I'm the glow that will guide you through your sorrow. I'm the northern light that will show you your dreams. I'm Kiramiki. So, I can't make a sparkle sound effect. I need like a button that just goes like shoo.
It's like not even an ordinary asterisk. It looks like a flower or something.
It's just the font. Hold on, let me see if I can... No, that is not what I wanted to do. Oh no, go away. Go away, Chrome.
He says this is a terrible piece of lurches.
Okay, let's see. I'm Mickey. That's perfect. I mean, it may be a little long, but... So, should I call you Miss Mickey or Miss... No, you're not getting it. I'm just Mickey. Here, let me help you. Okay, so it's not supposed to be a sparkle sound effect. That's just I say Kira and you say Mickey, okay? Okay. Kira. Mickey. No, 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 no. Put more spirit into it. No, 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 no.
Mikiko.
Mikiko.
Listen.
Mama-san, Mama-san.
Cooking stop.
Dinner making stop. Mikiko wa kitanai. Oh, what did you say? So. What did she. Do. No, no, no. Okutanayo, Mikiko. Okutanayo. Mikiko, smile again. Oh, good. Try, Mikiko. No, 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 no. Bucker.
Piano lessons.
Kira. Mickey. Almost there. Kira. Mickey. Kira. Mickey. Kira. Mickey. Kira. Mickey. That's it. Are you feeling it? Kira. Mickey. Oh yeah, he's still here. Yeah. Kira! Mickey! Kira! Mickey! And don't you ever forget it. What the hell am I doing out here? Where were we, Jamie? Right, I was telling you... Wow. You're good. Thank you. It's nice to know I still have it. Especially since I have a concert in a bit. Concert? Wait, you're the Lilim that's putting on a concert tonight. I'm one Lilim who is putting on a concert tonight. I don't know if I'm the same Lilim you're looking for. And what are you doing all the way down here? Well, they were making last preparations for the concert, so I snuck out. My producer is always obnoxious while that's going on, so I just decided to leave. I saw one of the concert's posters outside and decided to check this place. Just that? Isn't that a bit dangerous? Won't your producer be mad when you go back? He will, but it's not the first time I've done this. And he still needs me to do the concert anyway. I see. How big is the concert? We planned for a bit over 100,000 people and sold out fast. So we managed to secure ourselves another show in a couple of weeks. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I may not have as many fans as other performers, but mine are very loyal, and that's nice. Over 100,000 is not many? Then what exactly is? Hold on. Then, based on your little demonstration from before, I should call you Ms. Mickey, right? You don't get it. Let's start from the top. I'll just call you Ms. Idol then. Oh, I like that. Hey, do you have anything soft? Soft? As in alcohol-free? No, I meant soft as in soft. Soft? Let's see what I can get you. Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, you're nearly 20.
Here. Oh man, this isn't soft. I'm gonna reek of alcohol. Should have thought about that before ordering drinks in a godforsaken bar. We have mints that can help you with that. But it would have been easier if you just said what you needed in your drink. Oh, I'll keep it in mind. Hey, is this glass important? Depends on why you're asking. You want me to sign it? Oh, sure, I guess. No guessing. Are you sure or not? Yeah, do as you please. Okay, then. Who should I make it out to? Maybe for my boss? Wonder if Gil would like it, though. Your name, girl? Oh, for Jill, then. For Jill. Never lose your star. From Kira Miki. Oh, that's a pretty autograph. Thanks. No, thank you. So, tell me more about this concert of yours. Well, we're promoting my new single. It's called Shine Spark. Wait. It is...
Wait, isn't that when you, like, squat for a while and then launch yourself violently into the ceiling?
Yes.
Potentially causing back injury?
Realistically, yes.
That sounds like a dangerous concert.
I say that, but people still look forward to my old single, Your Love is a Drug. I'm worried I might become a one-note star, you know? Anyways, the tour is called Shining Star, and we've been traveling the whole continent. We sold out of tickets fast, so we decided to give an encore concert after all others are done. Ah, nice. But I'm not going to bore you with details you'll find in tomorrow's newspapers anyways. I got this awesome dress that looks all cat-like. My hairdresser, Agnes, came up with a hairstyle that makes me look like I have cat ears and all. What do cats have to do with stars? Nothing, I just like cats. My producer suggested a bunny, though. I see. You know, if I hadn't ended up on stage singing, I'd probably be the one planning the pyrotechnics. When you enter the stage and the sparks start flying, that's magical, you know? You've never burned yourself with those fireworks? I've heard ugly stories from other musicians. No, not yet. I singed my hair once, but I just went for something short for a bit. People seem to love it. I should go back to it sometime. How do Lilim get longer hair? Okay, one more drink before I go. By now the stage should be all organized, so the fallout should have settled. Isn't it a bit late for a concert? It's part of my gimmick. I always make concerts that go from night till dawn. In this one, I'm supposed to close with a song called Sunshine Stone. If everything goes as planned and the weather forecast is accurate, the sun should come up just as I reach the climax of the song. I'd be depressed if they asked for Your Love is a Drug as an encore, though. That sounds nice. Hey, I need to make people feel their tickets were worth a ridiculous price, you know? Don't you think it sucks to pay for something only to find out you shouldn't have bothered? Yeah. One time I bought some expensive coffee in this one cafe. It tasted like filthy water with cream. I still don't know if it was the coffee or the girl that served it, but it was bad. Man, that sucks. Speaking of which, do you have anything bitter? I really need to wake myself up. Let's see what I can find for you. None of the bitter drinks have the other type of sobering. Try this. Yeah, this works. So, how is it? It could be a bit sweeter, but it's delicious. I figured it was for waking you up or something, so... Really nice, thanks. I hope you aren't offended by this question, but... I can see that you enjoy what you do, but how much of it is about the music? I'll let you know that before becoming Kira Miki, I was a very accomplished pianist. I had concerts every week and part-timed in bars with a jazz band. I still write and compose my own songs. Whoa. Why the change? Going from jazz and piano to idol? Have you ever thought about the power music has over people? You could argue it's just noise, but it can make you feel a wide range of emotions. And that power is universal. It can transcend language and culture. Jazz does things to you. Or whatever it was that Kim said.
I thought about that power, which is why I don't trust it.
Being in a jazz band or performing recitals, I can only take that power to so many people. But being an idol, I can take that power and spread it far and wide. Kids and adults, men and women, they all have access to my music, and I can reach every one of them. Wow. What music do you like, Jill? I'm not picky, but I do prefer versions with no lyrics. Why? I like to listen to music while working, and lyrics distract me. And besides, it always bothers me when people nonchalantly start singing songs with creepy lyrics. I think only half of the listeners actually care about what's being said. Oh, that's a bummer. I'd give you a copy of my latest CD, but I don't have any at the moment. Don't worry about it. Okay then, I'm out. Thanks for helping me pass the time, Jill. Sure. Please come again. I'll make sure of it. Will she be alright? Yeah, she'll be fine. You think she'll come back? Usually I'd say no, but I honestly don't know. Boss, we're done. Alright. Feel like going to that girl's concert? Nah, I don't think so. I don't have tickets anyway. Hey boss, does the name Red Comet ring any bells? Why, that was my moniker during my wrestling days. Huh? That's what they called me during my time in the Grand Slam Fighters. They saw me coming, but they couldn't stop me before I crashed into their heads. Any reason for being red specifically? That way I was 3 times faster. Okay, Shar. How did you find that out? Do you like wrestling? A client mentioned it yesterday when he saw you. I just kind of remembered it. Ah, I see. I should take you to a wrestling match sometime. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe. In any case, Gil's cleaning the glasses today, so I'll leave now. Take care. Oh, and boss? Don't cram anything on your head without thinking, please. Yeah. Aw, yay. $300 bonus. Not flawless service, though, because I couldn't figure out what exactly she meant by soft. Jill is humming Your Love is a Drug. You can now browse Kira Mickey's blog.
Oh, delicious things to read! Why is this tag suspicious message?
Did that idol really show up? Or is she like the ghost? Hey. In the last thread, Anon hates fun. I don't want fights. You people are so immature. What's wrong with being a guy in Danger U? Why do you care if we assume you're a girl anyway? F off. Dudes in Danger U. Let's go back to the concert, please. 2076 and you stupid idiots still care about petty shit like this. He started everything by mentioning he's a guy. Anyway, we should gather somewhere to take the train to the stadium together. Not a bad idea. We can make an official Danger U meetup. Danger U meetup. Like I'd want to be seen with a bunch of ugly girls in front of my friends. Okay, next thread I'm going to moderate the F out of this. No more shitposting. No shitposting allowed. Did that one Anon leave? I think so. I never left, I was just lurking to not cause any trouble. Don't worry, we're here for you. Any ideas for the great revelation? Do you know if you like her yet? Look, I don't want to ruin our friendship. We know each other since we were very young. So she's your childhood friend? It's like one of my Japanese animes! Okay, Otacon.
Said no shit posting.
Yeah. Okay, this is what you have to do. When Mickey ends singing Lovers in Paradise, you kiss her. Kiss? Of course! Just try to imagine how magical that moment would be, with the fireworks and the epic guitar solo. I will think about it. Alice Rabbit Thread 2, Electric Boogaloo. Stop forcing Alice. So we hate Alice now? Good. It's just that we haven't heard any news yet. Remember that time they posted here to announce an attack? LOL, yeah, and I remember the cybercrime unit up the admin's ass. December 17 will come, the second retribution, birthday is coming. That font. Oh boy. Spooky font. It's happening! Haha, time for despair. That face when I just got out of jail. I'm not going back. Do you know what happens to people with IPs on the wrong thread? Hi, Cybercrime Unit. I just want to let you know I'm not Alice, but in fact your mom. Why are you gals so nervous? The only one getting effed is the admin. Admin furfur. F off, Alice. Not this shit again. You are Mom.
I'm not.
Spooky, or a nice joke. Neo San Francisco, rocked by an earthquake, millions saved. A powerful 8.6 magnitude tremor has struck the area of Neo San Francisco. Fortunately, modern science was able to identify the quake almost an hour in advance, providing the city plenty of time to prepare for the worst. During a conference call, Glitch City's Prime Minister Quincy congratulated the rescue teams at Neo SF for its rapid response in the wake of the warning. They're an example to follow, and we're certainly looking forward to implement these advancements in earthquake prediction here in our beautiful city. Glitch City is not currently known to be a seismic zone. But we couldn't do with the money he'll use for that anyways.
What sort of town has a prime minister anyway?
It's a city-state.
Oh. Terrifying. I wonder if it was a barbarian problem.
One more civil death and we'll ban protests? After the numerous protests held around the city, which are caused by an ongoing economic and safety crisis, Glitch City's Prime Minister Quincy has made it clear that if the rioters take another civilian life, he'll personally write a law to ban all kinds of public manifestations. This simply can't go on, Quincy told AE during a call. They only want to destroy public property. They're actively sabotaging our efforts to recover our beautiful city, and I've decided that if they cause another civilian casualty, I'll do everything in my power to ban protests. The White Knights will have full authorization to use maximum force. Quincy will be running for a second term next year. Let's ignore that civilian deaths are not by the other rioters. Yeah. Is Alice Rabbit a group? The answer here. Who is Alice Rabbit? Judging by the complexity of the methods they've used to breach all kinds of protected software, some are starting to think this is in fact a group and not a single individual. So is Alice Rabbit a group after all? Not the first time this would be a thing. More than half a century ago, a group of notorious hackers rose to prominence and called themselves Anon. Ha ha ha, they weren't even a threat to real protected data. December 17. I should really ask Alma what her take on Alice Rabbit is. What I Do to Relax by Mickey. It's been very hectic as of late, so I'd like to share with you what I do to relax. Sitting on rooftops. I'm on the road most of the time, so I don't have a specific rooftop to relax on. I like to feel the breeze and see a beautiful vista. It makes me think about life. Meow. Hello. Boo boo.
Door was sticky.
Door was sticking, like I pulled on it and
Oh, I was doing it sorry.
I had to body slam it in order for it to open. Ugh! Oh,
Tea cocktails. Oh, this is something I can't live without. Mixing tea with vodka, rum, gin, lime, you name any tasty and natural combination and I'll be all over it.
you know what? I've got some sweet tea. And I've got gin.
I'm very careful about getting tipsy before a show, though. I wouldn't like to ruin your evening. That's all for today. See you. Dome Concert. Hi everyone, are you ready for the Dome Concert? I sure am. I perform in a rather large number of concerts every year, and even then I can't help but be excited every time I have one around the corner. And it's all thanks to you. Thanks to your energy and love surrounding my life in every aspect. I'm going to perform all of your favorite songs, so please be excited. Just one little request. Please don't wait for me outside the stadium or my bodyguards will get angry at you. I wouldn't like to see you hurt, so please don't do it. Love, Mickey.
You may notice that Jill and sometimes Four have something to say about each other.
Yeah, I notice it, but I keep forgetting it. Oh, so she'll actually come again? That's nice. Ooh, I love this place. So much energy, so much love, I could feel the optimism in the air. Even after all the struggles, you still came to see me, and I got to experience the loudest and craziest crowd in my whole career. I'm beyond speechless. That said, I'm excited to announce that we'll have a second date in the city. It wasn't easy to set up, but I'm so happy my agency approved it. This was by far our biggest show, and I can't wait to experience it again. See you soon, my darlings. Love, Mickey. Okay, what were they saying? Bodyguard. By bodyguards, does she mean the fan club, or... So that's what she meant by a tea-like drink. Okay. Getting some...
So are you going for
Getting
blending?
some sweet tea and gin.
I was going to say getting some cinema verite going on in this bartending game.
Oh, man.
Do 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 do.
Hey, anybody want to volunteer for Cleveland County Election Board volunteer? Election personnel?
Anybody want to volunteer for volunteer? I need some more drink.
I did it because I got voter suppression, but I have high-risk people around me, so I can't risk getting it. Take that risk. Why not get some guy for a fine curry burger? I'll eat 3 of those today.
If they did that anywhere, it would probably be what's the name of it? The place where the one in town burned down.
Oh, strong and bad.
S&B's. That's right. There's still
I'm sad
there's still a couple in the area, but
Yeah, we gotta go to like Moore or
Yeah.
Jose or Mustang.
Add up.
yo,
Add up. Add up. Jill.
I wonder if you have the stupid. There's the camo, the active camo panties. That has the thing. It shows up.
it hasn't yet, but I am sure that the way Dorothy was talking about stuff, that sounds like something that she'll probably be coming up with eventually.
So I'm troubled by the app entitled D.
That's danger
Factorial.
danger you.
Which I can only guess is like D times C times B times A.
No signal. Good evening. Oh, hi there. I was expecting the bar to be different before opening hours, but I guess it's just the same tired thing. Alma? Ah, Leonidas. Gillian. Marcello. I stumbled across her on my way in and asked her if she wanted to tag along. Hope you don't mind. Sure, make yourself at home. Where's Boss? She didn't put the helmet on again, did she? She went out for a bit. I don't know what for, but she'll be back. Alright. Alma, make yourself comfortable while I prepare. Right, thanks.
I like how even that fan isn't really a fan, it's just a little screen showing a rotating digital representation of his van.
Is it actually a screen, or I just assumed that it was a fan and the bright pink lights were on the other side of it.
I don't know, it looks like pixels to me.
Well, it's all pixels. That's the nature of the game. It's a retro-style game, so of course it looks like pixels.
Food, that's what I'm doing. I was like, what
Yes.
was I doing? I like opened Instagram and was like, why am I here?
Why did you open Instagram? There's no food there.
I think my brain was just like, I'm gonna check Instagram.
Actually, there's probably a buttload of food there, but you can't eat any of it.
No.
Typically, it's already been eaten at some point by the people that took pictures of it.
Do I want Five Guys or do I want an outlaw?
Depends
Well, I
on
mean,
how hungry you are.
Technically, in Oklahoma, wouldn't Five Guys be illegal anyway?
If I wanted to marry them, which I don't.
I was thinking something about the legal classification of what an orgy is in Oklahoma, but I don't remember why the legal classification of that is a thing. If that's not illegal, you know?
I don't remember. Wasn't there a period of time? This is probably a really inappropriate conversation on your stream, but like,
It's fine.
wasn't
For this game, it's fine.
Wasn't it like not that long ago that anything other than missionary was considered illegal?
Probably.
Like,
That's probable and completely inappropriate.
I want to say that was a thing.
Yeah, for, like, anti-sodomy laws, kind of.
So anything other than,
Mm-hmm.
which, I mean, they can't arrest all of us. All us heathens! Hell, they'd probably even have to arrest my grandma. Like, Jesus. Your love is a drug.
So have to arrest you.
So what is what is this game?
This is Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender Action.
Fantastic.
This game is.
All I know is I came in and the character was talking about gin and tea that made me crave gin and tea.
And one of the best characters is literally a robot sex worker.
I love it.
Her name is Dorothy, and she's great.
I love it. A robot named Dorothy.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to watch Big O.
And she strongly enjoys. I think that's probably really good design or the idea for the name.
I wanted to cosplay Dorothy so bad.
There's a bunch of silly anime and internet references in the game.
It is, yeah.
The red comet.
Oh gosh. There's a red comet.
The character's boss used to be a wrestler, and that was her wrestling name, was the Red Comet.
Did she come here to laugh at you?
They haven't made that joke yet, but explaining her name, she was like, Comet, because they may see me coming, but there's nothing they could do to stop me.
Oh my lord.
What? But why red? Because it made me 3 times faster.
Oh my god. Not sure if, like, crossing the streams of Gundam and Dark Heresy.
Yeah.
Or I guess rather Gundam and 40K. I can't decide if I want... I think I'm gonna go with Outlaw Burger. Are you open? Please tell me you're open. This may have just, you know...
These burgers may or may not be permitted by law. Are you just like the burgers are outside of the law's protection? No, sure.
Time to mix drinks and change lives. What was that? Oh, just something they made me say back in instruction. It kinda stuck. Huh. I went to a school that made us stand up with our hands on our backs when someone came in.
I can afford a higher tip.
That habit didn't rub off until high school or so. Yeah, it's kinda like that. Oh yeah, look at this. A glass with a signature? To I'll assume it's either an autograph or an impromptu medicine recipe.
Oh, I love her.
That Kira Miki girl came here yesterday before her concert, actually. Oh yeah, now I see her name here. You don't seem very surprised. I like B-Link more, actually. A stoic-looking duo, right? Yep, those. Seems you had a better day than mine yesterday. I had to break up with Damien. I see. Want a drink? You don't seem very surprised. Alma, we've known each other for, what, a few months now? I'd be interested if those relationships of yours went further than a week or two. You say you broke up, but there's usually not enough time to foster something to break. It's more like, the guy wasn't what I wanted, so I stopped flirting. You could pretend to be more interested, you know. Like my mom says, if I don't buy it, it's because I know the product. Speaking of buying, do you want a frame? A frame? Yeah, for all these pics you have of your boss. The ones filling your phone's memory. Some seem sneakily taken at that. Is that true? What do you care? How the hell did you find that out? So it is true! Shut up! I'm a hacker, remember? You shouldn't piss off a hacker.
Hack the planet!
Oh, I really like this one of her sleeping in her office. I think I'll copy it.
That's
You... Hey,
pro tip. Don't take pictures of people sleeping. It's creepy.
Hey, can you make me a bad touch before we keep arguing? Sure. Alma wants a bad touch.
She reminds me of Catherine. Like the not succubus.
Yeah,
Catherine.
yeah,
Catherine.
I can see that.
At first I was thinking Galaxy Express 999.
I can see that too.
She's just missing the hat. Now I want to watch that again, because it's been literally years.
Here. Who gives these drinks their silly names? Usually the one who registers it. Some people have quite the silly sense of humor. Like that girl who keeps laughing over this particular drink's name. Yeah. So, who's Damien again? The one with the nice car. Sure, he's also the manager at the bank, but that car was what caught my eye. And what was wrong with him? Turns out he was a LARPer. LARP?
That's a problem.
Live-action roleplay. Sounds more like the nickname of some very heavy-handed writer or a military organization. What did he roleplay as? Have you heard of the Woodstock fairs? Those events where people barely dress, stink, roll in the mud, and F in the open? Those are hippies, yeah. He frequents those, and it's something I'd rather not deal with. At all. If I stayed with him, I'd eventually have to. I mean, I need to support my partner in what he does, but if it's something like that... You see, that's the problem right there. You say breaking up like you had something formal, but most of the time you're still getting to know him. Think about it. Have you ended your longest-lasting relationships for things like those? Okay, sorry for not using the right word or whatever, but I'm still sorely disappointed. And at least I'm trying to get some action. When was the last time you spent the night with someone else? Last night? Your cat doesn't count. A year ago. It was messy. See? I mean, I have no idea how you deal with that. If I were you, I would have pushed F-Boy over there into a closet ages ago. F-Boy? People have different needs and priorities. Yes, but don't you miss having the warmth of someone else at your side? Using them as a pillow, mixing your perfume with theirs, putting your head on their chest, listening to them breathe as they pet your head, dozing off knowing they're there, watching you, protecting you. Jill? Anything I can make you to shut up and drink? I'll have you know that my Uncle Juan taught me ventriloquism when I was 12. Drinking won't stop me from talking, or making tasteless puns for Aunt Rosa. Still, give me something weird, would you? Huh, ventriloquism. Weird? A weird drink? Yeah, something different. Experimental, uncommon. Let's see.
This is hilarious. I forget who exactly John Budd is, but he's like one of the top brass. And an email from him saying that we can have up to 3 days administrative leave to work on to election worker, volunteer as election workers, extra election board, stuff like that. Something automatically tagged that as a suspicious message.
Here. Yeah, this fits the bill. It's a promotional drink made to commemorate a movie.
Fit the bill.
Where's Bill?
Take that how you will.
Bill?
Bill.
Bill.
The science guy.
Bill.
T-minus 7 seconds.
Inertia is a property of matter. Oh my lord.
Okay. Tangentially, we were having some serious nostalgia the other night
Yes.
because we were watching Ghost Rider. I don't know how many of y'all remember that.
Who the living shit is Max
Yeah, we were
Mouse?
watching Who is Max Mouse.
And eating Choco Tacos.
We watched the first half of it because for those not familiar, Ghost Rider was a PBS children's mystery kind of show.
It was great.
That's very it's instructional in both like how to go about approaching things that you don't understand and how to like build profiles and stuff that you would actually do when trying to solve a mystery, like the very basic form of that, and also on whatever topic the history happens to be about. And Who is Max Mouse revolves around a hacker. So it's all this early 90s...
What's a modem?
Yeah, early 90s computer stuff going on.
It's beautiful. And it's got Julia's style.
And every episode was technically like a four-parter, I think.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a quick single episode conflict resolution thing. These were these went on, which is neat.
Because they're told not to stick their discs in the computers.
But yeah, we were watching that because a YouTube channel that we're quite fond of, Technology Connections, just dropped a reference to it as a throwaway gag in his latest episode.
The video about circuit breaker boxes.
Yeah, circuit breaker boxes. Which, you know, his videos are always interesting and full of weird little, his sense of humor is very, his sense of humor is delightful and often kind of cheesy, but in a good way.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
Hungry for alcohol. I feel like a pregnant lady. Because when I get up, I have to
You're like a birthday cake Oreo or 6 nugget.
I'm about to eat a big ass burger.
I'm about to eat a big ass.
I'm about to
About to eat a
on
big
stream?
ass burger.
Here? No? You might get demonetized.
I might get banned from Twitch
Oh, yeah,
and Radio PSI.
I hope you at least
Yeah.
deactivate the donkey first.
Oh, deactivate the dongle.
If you don't want
The
to eat
dongle.
live butt first.
You
like
want
some
some
sort of
dongle?
Donkle Kongle.
Dongle congle. Hold on.
Ankle king.
Send this to Mark.
Bungle bungle.
Conical dongle.
Oh. Ooh.
Conjugal?
Conjugal dongle?
Uh,
Conjongle?
This is just word soup right here.
Oh no. Oh no. Where's the F is Mark? Mark, where are you?
I'm right here. I'm right here. Can't you see me?
No, I can't!
Oh my god, I'm invisible.
Ah!
Ah!
Hold up.
Try looking slowly to the left.
I'm trying to find. Wait, I have an entire folder that's memes from my Batman Discord, and this is one of them. I'm just gonna send it to you, and you'll see it later without context.
Okay. Or I'll see it now because I have this right in front of me.
Although it didn't send.
You want some dongle?
You want some dongle? So I don't remember what we were doing. We were in chat. I was listening to the voice chat because I didn't have a microphone, so I was just listening to people. And then we were talking about things that sounded inappropriate but weren't, and I mentioned dongles. And so now we're the dongle leisure in this Batman server. And we just kept making memes about dongles. I have so many dongle memes. I don't understand.
I've got one for you that I only know about because of that Monty Python audio sketch. The how not to be embarrassed in public or something like that. I forget what it's called, but Wankle Rotary Engine.
Wankle rotary?
Wankle Rotary Engine.
Wankle rotary engine.
Okay, anyway. It's a promotional drink made to commemorate a movie. Read, they leapt at the chance to sell drinks that would be unmarketable otherwise. Oh. You know, your orders are weird today. They are? Yeah, usually the first thing you ask for is a Brantini, and then something like a Cobalt Velvet or something similar. Well, I sometimes feel like I need something different, you know? Something tells me part of the reason you left this Damien is because he was too deep into routine. Maybe. Hey, speaking of routines, as a hacker, what's your opinion on the whole Alice Rabbit thing? That's the silence of somebody who just heard something stupid. Stupid enough to warrant the speech they've prepared just for occasions like this. As always, very perceptive of you. You know, decades ago, there was this group of people that hacked simple sites with an agenda. Can't remember what they used to call themselves. I just remember that it was just petty vandalism. Anyway, everyone that participated started using the same name. They wanted to create this anonymous anarchist's identity. The whole Alice Rabbit thing is the logical conclusion of that. It's what happens when that idea reaches its breaking point and goes mainstream. It is no longer a group, but an individual. An untouchable entity watching from the shadows, monitoring and judging everything anyone does. Observing, tolerating no one but itself. A lot of bullshit for what's essentially a pet the press made up. The antithesis of your usual boogeyman, if you must. So, you don't think such a person exists? Don't know. Don't care. I mean, we have seen the actions of such an entity. But it might be anything. An individual, a group, an AI. That's not taking into account all the copycats and pranksters using the name. So Alice Rabbit is a thing that exists, but it's also really muddied overall. There's something else that worries me, though. That kind of story always catches the attention of kids and such. You start trying to hack stuff without knowing the risks or consequences. Imagine if suddenly a group of tweens broke into this bar and started asking for drinks. That's how it feels for me, and that's thanks to that damned Alice Rabbit thing. I see. But enough of that, there's a more pressing matter at hand. There is? Yeah, you've been delaying my invitations for hanging out sometime for too long. Oh, that. You hate me that much, Jill? Does my presence make you that uncomfortable? No, At this rate, I might just crash by your apartment. That way you can't just say no. Maybe I'll also crash for the night. We could have a sleepover, braid our hair, tell stories all night, shower together. You know, you need some human warmth in that place. Your tits alone would fill my entire bathroom. Man, you react too nonchalantly. It's no fun. React a little bit. Let me tease you for a second. I refuse. In all seriousness, though, any particular reason you keep turning down my invitations? I mean, it's not a date. I just want to have a conversation with you outside these four walls. I'm not a morning person. I registered for a night shift precisely to avoid waking up early. The earliest I've asked you out is 10 a.m., you know. That's early morning by my standards. I mean, it's not that I don't want to hang out, I just don't want to wake up early. You are hopeless. Anyway, I'm gonna need another drink here. Like, say, a big Brandtini. Finally, that's the Olma I know. Okay. How do I... Can I do 12 of the thing? I can. Here. You know, Brandtini is such a weird name. It was originally supposed to replicate the Martini. Problem is, the BTC got a hold of a brand of vermouth that was named after a certain automobile company, so on a weird whim they changed the name. Ah, I see. You know, I was wondering... Yeah? Don't you worry about what the people you work for might be doing with the information you provide? Not really. You don't? Do you worry about what happens when people leave this place drunk? Not really. Most of the time. Well, neither do I. Why should you? Do you get people drunk? Some say my beauty is intoxicating, but that's beside the point. I get my payment, do my job, and forget about the whole thing. You make your job sound so easy. Once you understand what precautions to take, it's no problem, and I've always found my job fun. However, most of my contracts are consultancy-based gigs. It's not like every day's a thrill. Do you meet with your client, or... I don't. It's always from behind as many filters as I can manage. I remember I once did a job where I had a couple of kids relaying letters. For security reasons, right? Actually, because that way I lose a lot less time. I don't have to deal with clients hitting on me or pestering me after the job's done. I also don't have to lose time proving my worth because big boobs equals small brain or some shit like that. I mean, protecting my identity is one of the reasons, but the few times I've shown myself... was that...
One too many.
Yep. Whip.
Yeah, that was
Whip.
missing. You want to hand me your...
My name is
Sure.
John Dacre. Whip.
Whip. Whip. When the moon hits your what?
When the moon hits your eye, I can make pizza pots.
Some more.
When a grid is aligned with another behind, that's amore.
Today's the 5th anniversary of overdeveloped marriage equality.
Ah, okay.
Marriage quality?
Marriage equality.
Oh.
Remember Overdeveloped, which I've never heard that name before. It's there, and I don't remember, but it's something easy like hot. Smith or Jones. But that's
Me and Mr. Jones. Can't sing this song on stream. Even though I really like Amy Winehouse. Please give me my burger. Lewis!
Or
Lewis!
They weren't
Give
even...
me my burger, Lewis!
They weren't even risky or dangerous jobs, just run-of-the-mill security checks. I don't know, maybe I need to show up as a disheveled nerd or something. Give them what they expect to see. Or I just don't show up and save myself the trouble. Why all the questions? Just things I've been curious about and always forget to ask. So many Alice Rabbit headlines have made me wonder about the hacking business too. Adelcious? Thank you. Durgs.
what do you mean delicious?
Yes, you fixed it, I see.
Time magic.
And yet it will be permanently recorded in the stream overlay.
Oh no!
I mean, the stream overlay does update, but all you just rewind. And it will be there for a brief time.
You do rewind.
Shite.
Rewind.
The immutable four-dimensional structure of the universe.
Yep.
Permanently etched.
So many Alice Rabbit headlines have made me wonder about the hacking business too. Oh, I'll remember to ask you things next time then. Well, I'll take my leave now. See ya. Take care. Hello, sugar. Ow! Oh. Hello, Mr. Donovan. Like my pop used to say, never touch the ass of a woman with metallic arms.
Metallica arms?
Your pop needed to say that.
I think it's more like plastic and carbon fiber. They're hard as F, and that's all my abdomen felt. Do you normally greet people that way? I'm a man that can't contain himself when he sees something he likes, kid. Oh, but don't worry, you're safe. You're flatter than the field at my summer house. A bit of advice. You shouldn't provoke the one serving you drinks or food.
There's a market for that, Donovan.
Don't be offended, kid. You have your audience, I'm just not part of it. Today, I'm making this a quick one. Gotta tend to business in a while. Having said that, I'll just have the usual.
Then something about optimal card trading just goes nuts.
That's a lot of stuff.
He likes a big beer.
That's a big deal.
Power treat is made of alcohol. You got that.
The usual. Sure, this'll work. What brings you today, Mr. Donovan? That girl I interviewed yesterday is coming again in a couple of weeks. So, I was working to clinch an exclusive interview. Did you succeed? Who the hell do you think you're talking to? I'm Donovan D. Dawson. I always get what I want. Sure, I had to blackmail the editors of other outlets, but the end result is what matters. I see. Wait, blackmail? You'd be surprised at the kind of stuff you find out when you get the right people drunk. Hey, the signature on that glass over there. Huh? Oh, yeah. That big-titted Lilum was here? She came yesterday before the concert, yeah.
Big titty anime robots.
Anything juicy come out of her visit? No. Gossip-worthy? No. Tabloid-worthy? No. Come on, there has to be something. Well, her love for what she does is so honest and pure that anyone who tries to ruin it should be ashamed. Oh, don't give me that shit. Throw me a bone here, anything. I've got nothing. Everyone has a price. How much for you to spill the beans? I'm serious here. She said nothing that could be used against her or that you didn't already know. Fine. Hey, kid. Do you think Lilum have nipples?
What?
Excuse me? I mean, I've seen a couple of pornos where they have them, but they could be modded, you know?
I think that might be the effect of the comic treat right there.
So yesterday, while interviewing the singer Lilum chick, I kept wondering if those tits had nipples. I mean, I'd be fine without them, but the curiosity is killing me. But I'm even more curious about the engineers that designed them. Can you picture a room full of people discussing whether or not the tits on a Lilum look good? A bunch of guys and a lesbo engineer wondering if the latest model's vagina is good enough? Man, God bless those sons of bitches. Any interesting preview of tomorrow's news? You expect me to share my information when you wouldn't share your scoop on the singer? How can one share when there's honestly nothing to share? Uh-huh. I'm gonna be a good citizen today and let this one pass. Have you heard of a group called the Harbingers? Not really, no. There's some group wanting to overthrow the White Knights. I read their manifesto in the bathroom once. Interesting piece, and even better makeshift toilet paper. They talk about how their organization is corrupt, full of mob bosses or something like that. I think I've heard about that somewhere. What of them? They sent a message to some outlets saying they have proof of their claims. That they're going to release it to the public tomorrow. Oh, that'd be interesting to see, I think. I know, right? Alright, kid. Give me a Bleeding Jane so I can call it a day. Okay. It's a Bleeding Jane. That's a change of pace. Here. Simple enough for you, I see. So I've heard this is Dana Zane's bar. Is it true? Yeah. Never thought I'd hear about the undefeated of the West again. More so after that incident with the bears. Where is she? She's out running some bears? 6 years ago, a cash-strapped Dana Zane entered an underground ring for money. Faced 10 enraged grizzly bears. She beat them all without killing them. I heard she set them free afterwards, too. And you were there? I was drunk and bored, what can I say? Do you know if she lost her arm there? Can't remember. Too drunk. Maybe she had her prosthetic then, too. I heard someone there suggest that she lost it after throwing a baseball out of some stadium. Threw it so hard her arm fell off. But that sounds more like an unsubstantiated rumor. More like something she made up. Well, I gotta go. Next time you see Dana, thank her for winning me my second yacht. I knew betting on her was the right choice. Please come again. Yeah.
It's interesting what you learn when you get the right people drunk enough.
I mean, I didn't make him any drunker than he asked me to, so...
You loaded that beer up with Carmetry.
I put exactly as much as the recipe said.
Oh, I thought it had optional Carmetry.
No, it's not optional.
Oh, okay. It just has a lot in it.
A big one does, yes. It's now safe to keep playing.
Is it? Is it safe?
It is never
Is it
safe.
secret? Is it safe? The answer is no.
I just saw that the TV says I'd buy that for $1.
What madness was even going on in that weird, sweaty TV show in the background of RoboCop?
Give me my burger.
Burger. Lois.
Ramen!
No, it looks like you're actually like here.
Octopus.
Your front door. Thanks. You didn't ring my doorbell though.
You can ring
You just
my
left
bell. Ring my bell.
Quick, get your food before the ants get your food.
I think I actually told him not to ring the doorbell once, and now he just never rings the doorbell ever.
Oops.
Ah, boss, you're back.
I'd buy that for $1.
And he's got a corgi and a black cat.
Delivery. Special delivery. Woo.
From Woowis.
From Lewis. Lewis.
You said it just as I thought of it.
Yeah, I think because I ordered one time and he was the delivery dude, and I ordered it early enough in the day that y'all were still asleep. So I specifically wrote down, "Please don't ring the doorbell." And I was just gonna keep track of the.
Yeah, sorry about not being here earlier. What were you doing? I had a brief meeting with my BTC regional manager. Oh, everything alright? As alright as it can be, considering that we're closing eventually. When will that happen? I don't know. Brian said that we'll be safe for a few months while the paperwork is filed and everything's being put in order. Oh. I was also talking to him about you. About me? Yeah, I was telling him to do whatever it takes to ensure you don't spend too much time without a job. If possible, to reassign you ASAP after closing. Hey, if it helps, Brian might be the angriest of us all. They want to close the only bar in the whole area that hasn't given me any headaches, he said. What about Gil? He's the one that worries me the most, actually. He's kind of working using the credentials of another guy that was working here before. Who? The one who bought a levitation potion and then threw himself off a building? Ah, yes, the levitation potion story. You use weird euphemisms, boss. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that Gil will find a job after all this. Just who is Gil? I have an idea of who he is, but I'm still putting pieces together. Anyway, back to work. Imminent closure is no excuse to slack off. Yes, sir. You guys do know I can hear you, right? This place looks familiar. Excuse me, is this the VA-11 Hall A bar? It is indeed. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh god, what is Say planning now? Excuse me? I want a drink whose name was changed after many women protested. Can you get me that? Sure. No, it is, the piano woman.
I was like thinking of actual drinks. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you must be a portion of the stream.
yep. Long.
Here you go. Very nice. Thanks a lot. So, you know Say, Miss... I'm Stella Hoshi. My pleasure. Stella Hoshi.
Star.
Star. Yeah, I know her. She's been here before, yes? Yep. In fact, I'm glad you know her because she left this here last time. Oh god, so she left her helmet behind again. Not the first time, huh? Her helmets have been picked up by all sorts of people in the last 3 months. Valets, nurses, morticians, fire jugglers. She's been lucky enough to always leave it with people who return it, at least. Oh, quite a few people. Say's as much of a sociable girl as she is a total klutz. At least when she's not being serious. She's very competent when she puts her mind to it. I see. So, did she recommend you this place, or... We're meeting here today. I can see why she chose this place. It's the kind of place she likes. Say, is that Kira Mickey's autograph on that glass? Seems like the glass is a conversation starter. Nice. Yeah, it is. How did you get it? She stopped here yesterday, just before the concert. Really? I mean, she did? Yeah, nice girl. Can I see it? Sure. Yup, this star-like signature is hers. So your name's Jill then? Yep. Ain't this nice? Here you go. Do you like her, Miss Stella? Just call me Stella. I do. Whenever you hear her songs, you're filled with so much energy and happiness. Too bad I couldn't purchase tickets for this one. I mean, they were sold out in minutes. Luckily, I could secure a couple for the next time she comes around. Oh, excuse me for a second. Hello? Where the hell are you? Car crash? Oh, you're helping. Will it take long? Alright. Yeah, don't worry. I take it that was safe? Yes. Will you wait for her? I will. In the meantime, I feel like having another drink. One that was prepared in memory of its creator's dearest friend. Alright. I remember seeing that, but I don't remember which... Oh no, wait, it was a Piano Man. No, Piano Man. I thought it was.
There aren't that many drinks overall, you can just spin through the whole list and get to.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a Piano Man, but the description doesn't say that. I think I just remember it from dialogue in the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a piano, man. None of the others have that description. Okay. 2 Adelhyde, 3 Bronson extract, 5 powdered delta, 5 flanergide, 3 carmatrine. 2 rocks. Next. Serve. Is this the one you had in mind? Yes, exactly. Thank you. May I ask you something that might be personal? It isn't about my eye, is it? No, it's not. Or at least, I don't think so. I don't get to serve many cat boomers, so it's something I've been curious about. Did you go through the procedure because of a disease or because of the fad? Before I was born, I was diagnosed with nanomachine rejection. So it had to be done, otherwise I would have died shortly after birth. I'm a bit on the weak side because of it, though. I'm sorry if I overstepped. I don't mind. It's always nice to dispel the idea that my parents were just into the fad. You seem to know your drinks, Jill. Well, I guess I've read a bit more than the recipe book. Do you like alcohol? Yeah, but not in the usual way. I don't drink that much outside of canned beer. But their colors, their stories, the way you need to keep them stored, their designs... It sounds a bit silly when I say it out loud. Not at all. Do you collect them or anything like that? Actually, yeah, I started with my grandpa's collection and have been slowly growing it. It's been hard because of my debts, but I manage, little by little. Do you like alcohol, Stella? I'm here, right? But I'm normally more of a social drinker. Unless it's with somebody, I don't tend to drink much. I see. Sorry I'm late! Welcome. You took your sweet time. Yeah, sorry. I got caught in rush hour traffic too and figured walking might be faster. Luckily, there was a building with emergency stairs nearby and I climbed down. Climbed down? Took an air cab. Oh. I would suggest using ground transportation, but I'm happy to see you put safety first. Safety? No, flying cars are just way cooler. I still don't understand how they don't give you motion sickness. If I find out how I avoid it, you'll be the first to know. Anyway, I'll have whatever she orders next. I'd like a drink that was... You're at it again? You and your cryptic orders, always leaving us with weird stuff. Hey, I expect only the best from whoever serves me. They need to be able to answer these kind of orders. Still, I'm sure you're wearing poor Jill here out with that kind of stuff. She's done quite well so far, actually. Really? Thank you. Whatever. Please order something normal, would you? That'll be 2 fringe weavers, then. You'll have 2 drinks at once? No, we're sharing. What? Like, half a glass for each? Isn't it better if it's 1 for each? Don't worry, you'll see. Two fringe weavers. So, this one's for you, and this one's for me. You said you wanted whatever I asked for, right? Oh, that way! You could have said so earlier. Oh yeah, here. Hey, so this is where I left my helmet. Thanks! You really need to be more careful with your things. Yeah, but I have spares. Those spares should be saved for when the one you're using breaks or malfunctions, not when you lose it. Those helmets cost money, you know? Yeah, sorry.
I guess those ears just keep moving.
Should I say that Boss got her head stuck because of a jammed button? Speaking of money, you still going to that meeting at the bank tomorrow? Yep. You worried? I'll refrain for now. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. Don't be. It'll be fine. Rumors are just rumors. Rumors? They say something might happen at the bank tomorrow. But with all the tension in the air lately, it's hard to know if it's true. As if the fear-mongering wasn't enough, the people have also started spreading baseless rumors. Just yesterday, I had to stop a group of rampaging youngsters that heard the city would be leveled by bombs. Everyone's on edge. Yeah. I know you're worried, but I have to go there. It's orders from the higher-ups. Tell me something. If somebody came after me, do you think they'd stand a chance? You're quite strong, but I'll take something to protect myself. Be prepared for anything. Would that make you feel safer? Maybe. I'll tell you what. After I come back, I'll get some ice cream. That way you can vent all your frustrations. Alright. Seems my vehicle is here to pick me up. You coming, Say? Nah, I'll stay here a bit longer. Okay then, take care. Bye! She's such a worrywart. That means she cares about you. I've never doubted. Say, why does my helmet smell like bacon? Bacon? Not that I mind, I'm just curious. Well, you know how some things absorb the smell of what's nearby? It must have grabbed it from one of the ingredients. I see. Do you believe all that stuff about tensions growing and that anarchist group trying to disband the White Knights? To tell you the truth, I am a bit worried. Even in my division there's some shady business going on, but I don't want to investigate too deeply. What kind of business? From what I understand, things like working with human traffickers or drug dealers, letting them act as they wish. Some even say the ones that do get apprehended are the ones that have failed them in some way. Stella always says the White Knights are just glorified mall security. She says that if it's been proven beyond a doubt that some shady business is going on, Zaibatsu Corp's main branch would separate themselves from the whole White Knight division. Something about the Associates' fear of bad PR resulting in them moving to the BTC. Sounds plausible. Yeah, kinda worries me though, because I really like my job. And I guess a similar fear exists among the upper ranks. Lately they seem restless. Too much politics, huh? It hurts my brain. I just want to rescue people and help them. I just want to do my job without worries about politics of any kind. What are you doing at the bank tomorrow? My colonel needed to relay some information to the manager, and I was picked because he trusted me. Well, he said, "You're such a simpleton that you'd never give the wrong message, but it's his intention that counts." Oh. Finally! The Dorothy has come back to Valhalla! Please refrain from doing those sitcom-like entrances. You're disturbing other clients. Oh, come on. You know the audience would have gone wild with that one. And besides, you make it sound like you have a full house. It's uncommon to see you here 2 days in a row. I wanted to grab something before starting my shift. Grab something before they start grabbing me, you could say. Hey, you having a drink? Can I buy you one? Why, yes, thank you. Honey, you should follow her example and offer me drinks more often. We'll see. What are you having? I'll have what she's having. And I've got the perfect thing. Let's have a blue fairy. One for both? One for each. All right. Optional Karmatrine. Which one is getting which?
That is an expensive drink.
Who do you want to get drunk?
Among these, it's one of the cheaper ones.
fun.
It's in the future episode, so.
Yeah.
It depends on who you want to get drunk and if Lilum can get drunk.
Yes. That is the main thing it depends on.
Like, can you get the robot sex worker drunk? I do not know.
Two fairies. Hey, this is pretty good. See? And it's blue like your hair. It is! So, what's your name, sweetie? Call me Say. Alright, Say. I'm Dorothy. Say. Yes, yes? Say. Yes, yes? Say. Say.
My lord.
Say, why did you just buy me a drink? I just thought you were cute as a button, so I wanted to invite you to join me. Wow, you have to be the first person to offer me a drink without having an ulterior motive. That includes F-Boy over there. What do you mean? Trust me, when you work in my kind of field, you learn to read cues from everything. And this girl is simple to a fault. How so? You're the what you see is what you get type. That look on your face is of one that simply sees no point in lying. Coupled with the fact that you're here in what looks like your work attire tells me that you're so married to your job that sex is too far down your priority list to notice its existence. So if you invited me to a drink because you found me cute and that's the extent of it, I believe you. Thank you. You say she's the first one, but what about Deal giving you a ticket the other day? Who? Oh yeah, the Lilin with the dogs. No, he doesn't count. He looked like a humanoid mat. Ouch. You seem very perceptive, Dorothy, but I'm not too far behind. How so? I can tell your body is heavily modded with things you shouldn't even have. Your tongue is a BEB069 with DNA scanning capabilities. Your skin is coated with an anti-radiation finish. Your joints are of the premium extra flexible variety. And the most important thing, your hands. What about them? I don't know how modded your body is under your clothes. The tongue, joints, and skin are all merely interesting. But your hands are the MIRD 113 of Rialta Industries. A model designed to shoot Class 5 bullets from its fingertips. So? Clause G of Article 17 in the Augmentations and Modifications Law on the topic of ballistic augmentations. Any humanoid or sapient creature under civilian designation that has upgraded any of its person to hold firearms of Class 3 grade or higher will be either commissioned for disarmament or sent to danger zones. What are you gonna do? Nothing. Eh? I'm not in law enforcement. I just do rescue. And even if I was, I'm not on duty right now. Oh. I want to know, though. Why go through with that upgrade? A girl's got to take care of herself, you know? I want to be able to deal with things if they get ugly. And this is the most discreet mod I had. Or at least I thought so. Oh, yeah. Okay then. Can I give you some advice? I guess? The reason I could tell it's not your default hand model is your fingertips. The tips are a little bigger to make the cannons fit. You could get a small mod that changes them into disposable tips. Assuming they're being used for self-defense and not regular use, of course. I see. Well, I've got to go. Ah, yes, another thing. If you aim for the arms or legs, once is self-defense. Anything more is assault.
Yep.
Yeah. Bye, Dorothy. Bye, Jill. Bye-bye. Please come again. I thought she was gonna take me away.
Take me away!
They would put my mind on a vacuum cleaner for 3 years. 2 if I behave well. That's what happens when you underestimate people. Although I'm tempted to ask. About what? DNA reading tongue? Very prehensile, intuitive. Also, it vibrates. Extra flexible joints? Do you really need to ask? Anti-radiation coating. Hey, my skin's my first tool of the trade. I need to take care of it as much as possible. And it makes it feel so soft no matter how much it's been battered. Alright then. So, you fancy yourself a diviner, reading people and all? Not really. I'm just quite good at reading people. I guess it's a byproduct of dealing with so many people on a daily basis. It's a bit surreal to hear that from a Lilum. What could you say about me, then? Let's see. You're very, very, very sexually frustrated. It's not the act itself, but rather that your partners can't seem to satisfy you on a deeper level. There's an even deeper frustration. Something happened that's blocking you. Maybe there's someone who you know won't return your feelings. Maybe you were hurt in the past. Thus, your demeanor is that of someone who feels like life is playing tricks on her. Like a dog whose owner never really throws the ball. Oh boy, did I actually hit the nail on the head? I was making this stuff up on the fly. All of that was just rubbish, I say, because it's right 80% of the time. Generic bullshit, if you will. You'd be surprised at the amount of sexual frustration people hold. I can't read you, honey. You're too good at putting on a professional face. But this definitely gives me more insight into you. Lucky, lucky! Aren't you late or something? I am, but if you'd let me satisfy your frustrations, I could stall for some time. Go. Fine, fine. Bye-bye, honey. Artificial intelligence has come rather far, eh? One wonders how artificial it remains. Shut up, F-boy. Everything done? Yeah. Hey, boss, this might seem random, but... do you remember the first time I came to the bar? When you came to submit your contract? Yeah, why? Well, for some reason I've been hung up on it since this morning, and I just realized why. The visage that welcomed me back then was Gil trying to pull your hand out of a jar. Oh yeah, that. I can't remember what exactly, but something fell inside and I tried to retrieve it. I just kind of put my hand in and it got stuck. It was a friend's jar too, so I couldn't just break it. Hey Gil, how did you get my hand out of that jar? A straw and some butter. Oh yeah, clever solution. Yeah, and that brings me to the random thought. That incident, the helmet yesterday, the many times your foot got stuck on something for stomping it. Boss, why do you get stuck in so many different things? Huh. Now that you mention it, I remember this one time she tried to eat a big sandwich and her jaw got stuck. Then there was the incident with the TV. I'll admit my fault with the others, but the TV incident was not my fault. The assembly instructions for that stand should have labeled their Z and S better. You saw what happened when I switched to the S2 piece with the 5Z one. Still, Jill's onto something here. Yes, she is. Now, go clean the dishes and you can leave for today. I like to think she'll make an effort now to avoid getting stuck in things. I want to believe.
I want to believe.
Flawless service bonus. Everything will turn out all right in the end, don't worry. $300. Jill's subscription got renewed. She'll have no problem focusing at work today. Happy not birthday! You really like that website, huh? I have needs. Mickey Concert 4 in the last thread. Okay, I remember that one. Strider 3. It's officially happening. What do you think will happen? Probably nothing. Last time it was the leaks. I think Alice jumped the shark with that last one because it seems hard to top. Maybe more leaks? Sounds unlikely. I don't think the government would let that happen twice. But this is Alice we're talking about. There's nothing they can't do. What if that spooky message wasn't really Alice, but just an epic prank? Who would hack a site like this just for a prank? Not me, wink. You're right, though. It might be someone else. We'll have to wait and see. What was the date again? December 17. Right, if only we knew more about the target now. Sick meme, sis. These Alice threads piss me off, effing e-celebs. What if it has something to do with the terrorism rumors? This story disclosed. Scared? A bit. Crime rate up 5% this month. Crime is up 5% this month, officially making the road to Mega Christmas a dangerous one. White Knights, aware of the situation, have promised to maintain security in all sectors, even though recent budget cuts have been decreasing the morale of their personnel. An uphill battle. Poverty and the lack of opportunities are no longer the main causes of crime. Criminals come from all walks of life. They will murder and distribute drugs for no other reason than the fact it gives them power. It's no longer about feeding their families, it's about domination. There are entire sectors controlled by these dangerous gangs, and there's no solution in sight. This Mega Christmas will be a very dark one. I nearly read a very dank one. With the drug dealers. It could be worse. God forbid things get under control here. Alice Rabbit might be a Kira Mickey fan. And who isn't? By Lana Smithy. Everyone loves Kira Mickey, and Alice Rabbit is no exception. You might be wondering what's my proof for this not-so-wacky theory, and, well, keep reading if you want to know. This is an easy one. I'm getting tired of your shit, Miss Smithy. They're messing with forces they can't grasp, or it's a ruse. You wouldn't believe this shocking Kira Mickey secret. Today we'll take a look at one of the most popular acts of our times. How did she get started? What's her favorite movie? What about her romantic life? Don't miss this exclusive interview only on The Augmented Eye. Content blocked in your region. It's a local page! For F's sake. Save. Evening. Hello. Seems you made it just in time. I think that's just a car backfiring. Really? Sounded more like a gunshot to me. Have you ever heard gunshots? Haven't we all at some point? Yeah, well... See? Sounds more like a car's exhaust. I don't know. It's too dry. Yeah, but gunshots give more echo. What if it's a firecracker? Ah, boss. Firecrackers? Yep. A couple of years ago, there was an incident where some dude killed a cop. He managed to slip away because his pistol was mixed up with the usual Mega Christmas firecrackers. Nah, it sounded too hollow for firecrackers. Well, whatever. This is not a morning talk show. I'm not paying you to chit-chat about meaningless things. At least, not amongst yourselves. Right, we shouldn't lose time over a car's exhaust. Hey.
Carfarts.org.
Carfarts.org. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Welcome to Valhalla. Hello, I'm looking for some information. Okay, George. What kind of information? What can you tell me about a girl nicknamed Crimson Rose? Sounds like a tacky online handle. Although tacky online handle is a bit redundant. Do you know anything about her? Nope, sorry. I have $80 here that might refresh your memory. Now that you mention it, I remember something. Really? Yeah. Now I'm totally sure that I have no idea whatsoever who you're talking about. Nothing at all? Nothing. Man, you're a sucky bartender. Not having any info I need. Well, first of all, why assume I just happen to have the info you conveniently need? Does that girl frequent this place? Is there any proof that I might have the info you so desperately need? Well, And second, you're not going to get anywhere by offering me physical money. In fact, what are you doing with physical money? Do you want to get mugged so badly? Yeah, well... Moreover, even if I did know something, you really think $80 is enough? You can do almost nothing with $80. It's not enough to have a decent lunch. Why are you scolding me? Why did you call me a sucky bartender for not conveniently having the info you need? Wait, of course. You want all deals to be clean, so you need me to spend money on the bar. That's how it works, right? I spend money, you give me the info. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, then get me a drink, but keep it under $80. $80. Let's see what kind of drink you can buy with that. Start from the top. A gut punch. Is there anything else? Okay, well, I am going to get him smashed. Because people talk when they get drunk, and I want to find out what his deal is.
I got one, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, under $80. Okay, hold still, sir.
Oh, gut punch.
Here. Okay then, do you know anything about the girl? No. But you said... maybe, maybe not. Turns out that it's maybe not. You were the one deluding yourself into thinking I might know something. And like I said, $80 is nothing. So, I need to spend more? I'll give you some intel. Spend all the money you want, but I know nothing and no amount will change that. Can I at least get my money back? Why? The order is right, isn't it? I guess. So why are you looking for that girl, Mr. Vandelay? Art Vandelay.
His name is Art Vandelay. Really?
I'm a private detective. It's what I do. You're a pretty bad private detective. So I'll assume you're either looking for a missing girl or working for a creepy online stalker. You're assuming the girl I'm looking for is innocent, or lost. She's not? She's half of the so-called Reapers of the city. 2 guns for hire that work for whoever's resourceful enough to find them and wealthy enough to pay them. Crimson Rose and Cobalt Lily, they call themselves. They still sound more like teenagers' internet nicknames. So, who wanted you to track her? I don't know. I got the letter with the instructions and a paycheck. What if it's a prank? I have the money, so what do I care if it is? Besides, considering the amount I was able to cash in with that check, it'd be a pretty wasteful prank. I see. Still, any information or rumors you could give me? They don't have to be related to the girl. Why do you need them? It's always good to keep up with local goings-on. Well, let's see. Sorry, can't think about anything right now. Most of the conversations you hear in here aren't rumor-worthy. Humor-worthy, maybe, but not much about current events. At least, not beyond what you see on the news. Damn it! What kind of bar is this if you can't gather the word on the street? What kind of film noir world do you think you live in? Gil might know something if you're so fixated on finding some kind of information. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you know something that might help me, Gil? I don't. I certainly don't, and I'm offended by the suggestion that I do. He knows something. On second thought, maybe it's better if you don't get involved with him. Well, this has been a major waste of time. And here I thought all the noise BTC bars have made lately would have been useful for something. Noise? What noise? You don't know? I'm asking for a reason. We'll find out soon enough. Don't worry. In any case, I guess I'll have another drink and leave. What can I get you? I'll have a grizzly temple. Simple enough. Here. Okay then. This is going to be deducted from the $80 from earlier, right? No. Fine. Come on, there has to be something. This week has been slow as hell. The only good thing I've heard about this girl who threw herself on the... The only good thing I've heard is about this girl who threw herself off the roof of a nearby mall. And the whole thing about a woman catching her mid-air makes me think it's totally made up. Aside from rumors that the Harbingers are looking to cause trouble at a bank today, no, not really. Damn it! Wait, who told you that? It appeared on the news, didn't it? Yeah, but the name the Harbingers wasn't used. No Glitch City outlet has reported that themselves. There are rumors that someone or something is keeping them silent. And even the international outlets aren't using the name Harbingers. They're avoiding acknowledging the organization yet for some reason. So you're either one of them, or somebody in the know told you about it. Wow, he can be surprisingly sharp. Yeah, Donovan D. Dawson was in here for the last 3 days, actually. Really? I wonder if he'll notice the glass that idol signed. I mean, sure, I can't think of anything that would be useful involving him right now, but... guess not. Did you talk about anything interesting? Interviewing the idol that had a show a couple of days ago, dealing with messy interns. Par for the course, I guess. I see. That's... Gunshot! It's a backfire! Firecrackers! Hey, what do you think that sound just now was? Sounded like something very heavy being dropped. Something heavy? Come on, that's not even close! It was definitely more like an explosion of some kind. No, you could clearly hear the clashing of metal. Something that was both made out of metal and very heavy fell down. That's what made the sound. Whatever it is, it's not normal for it to be repeating so often. I wonder if something's happening. I heard there were some gang spats going on. Maybe they took the conflict here. Which means gunshots. If that's the case, I just hope they don't come too near us. Well, I've got to go. Seems coming here wasn't a waste of time after all. Really? Really. I just have different needs. But there will come a time when this place might help me. Goodbye. Please, come again. Gangs then? Unlikely. This is Unicorn territory. They've always been a neutral and important third party in other gangs' deals. The who what now? I'll just pretend I heard nothing. Thank you. You left me thinking about the whole noise from BTC bars thing. What's up with that? I think I heard something about money laundering through bars. Don't take my word for it, though. I see. I guess I'll find out soon enough. Welcome... I'm Streaming Chan, giving you a live video feed of my life and adventures 24/7.
Oh my lord.
Why is everyone so noisy? How do I Denko?
I love that she has 2 different eye colors.
Did I miss her bath time? Why is something here? Who Dangaroo here?
Why is there a text string in front of her?
I want Dangaroo to leave. Who Dangaroo here? Okay. Bathroom time and naughty moments only available to premium users. It's only $99.99 a month. Go premium now! It's Friday night, and you all know what that means. It's time for Streaming Chan's Escapades!
I mean, that's literally what we're doing.
Today's escapade is brought to you by ShiningFinger.moe,
Oh my god.
leaders of VR adult entertainment since 2069.
Oh, nice.
Buy a year of premium membership and you'll get a code. Exchange the code for a free trial of a VR experience modeled after yours truly. Today I picked the shoddiest, nastiest, smelliest, ugliest bar I could find downtown. And sadly, it actually looks half decent inside. So much for going to a crap hole bar that smells like dog urine. Should have come here a week ago. Excuse me. But no matter, tonight I'll give you an escapade you'll never forget. Hey you, where's the bartender? You're talking to her. Very funny, where is he really? Right in front of you. Hey you, the pretty boy over there, where's the bartender? You're looking at him. No way! No hot shirtless guy playing with fire and serving drinks while flirting with you? No sexy, scantily clad girl jiggling around the place? You're telling me you two, dressed like effing waiters, are the bartenders here? Yup. Seems that way. Is that a problem? Of course it's a problem. Friday nights are peak viewing hours. I need something sexy or enticing to keep them interested. Oh well, there's an easy solution to that. There is? Yeah, just take your top off. You might need to take off your bra too, depending on how the traffic goes. Wait, you're quite flat. Do you even use a bra? Is that piercing glare a no? Come on, one of us is going to have to take off their top, and it ain't going to be me. I already did that once today. Ah, and it's too late to go somewhere else. By the time I find an even nastier bar, they'll be closed. What's your policy on wearing pants? Somebody tried to have me fired for wearing a skirt, so we deal with that on a case-by-case basis. That's not a concrete answer. I need binary yes-no answers. My viewers have the attention span of fruit flies. If they wanted to use their brains, do you think they'd watch something like this? Anime was a mistake!
Too much clothing.
I miss short-haired Streaming Chan. Moon?
I know.
Okay.
Hello, fellow youngsters. We need to keep them entertained, and the fact that you still have your shirt on isn't helping. Wait, I know! Give me a drink! A big one! The nastiest one you can think of! Hello? Service here, please. Wow, it's like my brain shut down. Sure.
Do you remember her from Watch Dogs? Probably not. Good luck. Such an open vessel, I feel it fill shadow water swiftly.
Okay, Abe. Yeah, a bloom light sounds like a...
Necessarily. Wow. Is that really nasty?
spicy promo bland. Here. Alright then. Cheers! I don't think you should chug it down so... quickly. It's like it hit me, but I didn't feel it until a few seconds later. Is this what being kicked in the balls feels like? Yup. Okay, I've decided. I'll just get really wasted. That's gotta be fun enough, right? If you say so. Okay, in the meantime, what can you tell me about this bar? What do you mean? Weird stories, fun stuff, interesting facts. You're being seen by an average of 6,000 people. Make their time worth it. Let's see then. Last weekend we held a party for the Safar Toy Company. And? It's a company run completely by dogs. Really? This place was completely overrun by corgis. Wait. Corgis? Did you really serve drinks to corgis? Tuxedo-clad talking corgis, yeah. Wow, awesome! Wait, you're not shitting me, right? I wish I was shitting you, trust me. What else? Let's see. Donovan D. Dawson from the Augmented Eye was here for 3 nights in a row. That perfumed chauvinistic bastard? Huh, there's that word again. Just the other day, someone from the Augmented Eye interviewed me, actually. What did they ask? Oh, the usual bullshit. Who I was, what I did, future plans, inspirations. The one that interviewed me was this small meat girl with glasses. She seemed a bit bitter, though. I wonder why. But enough about that. Wait, can I see that glass over there? Sure. His signature. Is this Kira Mickey's autograph? Yeah, she came here before her last concert. Get out! Really? Is this some kind of secret hidden bar of the stars or something? Not really. We're just in the right place at the right time. What kind of person is she when she's not on stage? I've tried to get a meeting with her and she actually seemed willing, but she's always busy. Very nice girl, actually. She seems to be completely invested in her work. She loves what she does and it shows. You'd think she'd be some sort of diva, but as far as I'm concerned, she's one of the nicest people I've ever met. I knew it! I knew she was nice! Her passion shows in her concerts, you know? She's so spontaneous. Her performances are never the same. Every time she sings Shine Spark, I feel like my soul is warming up like a high-performance computer. Shine Spark! I find myself singing it in the shower all the time. And those who pay premium can hear me sing every day at $99.99 a month. Go premium now! That aside, I was about to call bullshit on what you said. But I guess you do have some sort of proof for everything. Can I keep this glass? No. Pretty please? No. Party pooper. At least this bar might be more interesting than I initially thought. The one thing that'd make it perfect is if Pretty Boy over there had a past with the KGB. Who told... Yeah, that'd be crazy, huh? Are you going to order anything else? What? Oh, yeah, the whole getting wasted thing. I heard of a drink called Bad Touch. Get me a big one of those, please. A big Bad Touch. Coming right up.
I'm joking, so happy about it.
Uh-huh. Oh, whoops. I was expecting something dirtier. We have olive brine. I can pour in a bit if that's what you want. No, not that. It's such a dirty name, it feels like the drink ought to come in a phallic glass or be this thick white liquid. That would have skyrocketed the watchers at least threefold. Don't you have anything like that? Nope. I'll have to make do with the condensed milk when I get home. Friendly reminder that today's escapade is brought to you by ShiningFinger.moe, leaders of VR adult entertainment since 2069. Buy a year of premium membership for a neat code. Said code will net you a free trial of a VR experience with a model based on moi. What's the deal with that VR experience? Well, a fan made an NND model of me. Heh, NND. When Shining Fingered asked me about a model for a partnership, I just contacted him. He got money for polishing the model a lot more, I got my partnership, we all won. I even got him a year of free premium membership and a VR set. That's nice. Wait, what's NND? Don't tell me you haven't heard of Niku Niku Dance. Wait, meat?
Meat? What?
Niku means meat.
That's like Miku Miku Dance, but creepy.
Mm-hmm. I asked for a reason. It's music videos with 3D models. Yeah, that sounds like a good enough explanation. I see. To be honest, though, the model is a bit meatier than me. Ha! Not that I mind it, though, considering the use it gets. You know, I was expecting you to be more scared when I said that you're being watched by a lot of people. It's hard to be scared when you can't see these people. But they're still there, you know. Sure, they're behind screens and sometimes in the opposite corner of the world, but every single one of my viewers is a real person with a real life. Not being here doesn't make them any less real. I understand, but it's just not the same. They're not here visibly paying attention to me. I don't get paranoid because of my phone contacts. That's true, I guess. So, tell me, what made a lady like you become a bartender? That's not exactly an exciting story. Does it involve a man? No. What about a crime? Nope. A childhood promise? Nah. A religious vow? A what? You're not going to tell me that you just decided out of the blue to quit your job and start bartending. That's actually what happened, sort of. Oh, come on. No epiphany, no quarter-life crisis, not even a hot teacher somewhere along the line? Life isn't always a young adult novel where every decision is a road cone. And that's a problem. 1/3 of my audience are teens that shouldn't be allowed to watch my streams. Throw me a bone here. There must be a nice mystical story you can tell about yourself, Ms. Bartender. Well... yes? Sometime after I started working, I got an interesting client. He was a Dark Soul, a really old Lilim model. Apparently his power supply was running low. His charger was destroyed, and he didn't have the money to buy upgrades or replacements. He also seems to have neglected his maintenance. He was from the time when the collective source wasn't a cloud storage system, so he wouldn't be uploaded there once his body ran out of energy. Keep going. It was weird, you know? He was the only Lilim I've seen with a clear-cut fear of mortality. No transcendence from him. He would just disappear once his batteries ran out. It's like knowing you'll vanish while everyone else passes on to heaven, he said. Oh man. I guess he felt bad about burdening someone else with his problems. So he went and gave me a fingertip of his that fell while we were talking. Before he left, he said, "If you remember me, maybe a part of me will transcend." Bravo! Bravo! Touching, full of feeling, completely awesome! I'd pay to see a movie like that. So, what happened to that finger? I made a pendant out of it. I carry it with me at all times. Even while bathing? Almost all times. Now that I think about it, how do you handle the stream if you want to watch a movie or something? I have a plugin that lays mosaic censorship over whatever I watch on TV or in the theater. I see. Okay, this is getting stale. I'm gonna heat this up even if I have to do it myself. We need to drop a cow in here. Ms. Bartender, get me drunk. I don't care how, just do it. Okay.
Monsieur Lavache!
Alright.
Time to find something of optimal poetry and go nuts.
Okay, there's the blue fairy. What if I want to do a big one that's... Okay, a big blue fairy is 10 karmatrine. I can't just...
Karmatrine doesn't count towards making it big. If you don't do big, you can have 4 alhide, 1 flare guide, and the rest will be a crap ton of karmatrine.
Oh! I forgot about karmatrine not counting towards making it big.
Is there something that
I
has less
remember
than
now.
5 other ingredients?
Yeah, that's what I was going to keep on. 6 other ingredients. 6 other ingredients. 6. Three. I don't think I'll beat 3. Okay, there's another one with 3.
Sparkle Sour Sugar Rush, it looks like.
Yep. 4. Okay, does she rather... Wait. Okay, so it's aged and mixed or just mixed is the only difference.
Oh, same ingredients even?
Yeah.
Huh. There's Reagan. Oh, that's a dangerous beverage.
So, lightheadedness, clumsy tongue, palms sweaty, knees weak, arms spaghetti,
It's ready.
mom's spaghetti, it's ready. Can't feel my legs. Can't feel my legs! Alright, let's get it on with the lewd stuff!
Oh boy.
Oh boy. First I'll try to guess your bust size. I must warn you, I have a 90% success rate with this. I'd say... B. Not big enough to fill a hand, but not small enough to make you look like a child. You're a size B, right? I'm not discussing my bust. Don't be like that. I can tell you're a B cup. Your attitude makes me think you're an S, and your behavior makes me think your blood is AB. S?
I don't know what the S means.
So, how many did I get right? Who knows? Ah, please let me get on with this. I need you to cooperate if this is going to be a success. Can I ask something? Finally! What's the point of getting drunk if you're going to behave the same way? I guess it is kind of redundant. Because you see, I'm drunk 24/7. Eh? Knowing people want to watch me do anything and everything. Seeing the viewer count steadily raise as I take more risks and become more adventurous. It's a feeling that neither alcohol nor sex can compare to. Speaking of sex, if I get lucky tonight, you only need to pay $99.99 to see what happens afterwards. Go premium or go home. Do you really get lucky if the other person knows they're being streamed? You'd be surprised by how many are actually turned on by that. How do you deal with people who don't want their identities revealed? Everything's written here. By being captured by this camera, you hereby provide consent to the use of your face on all material produced by Streaming Chan LLC. I'm not sure how legal that is. People believe it is, and I've yet to be troubled by a lawyer. It's funny, though, when you're on the street, unless it's somebody really hot, you can't recall their faces. But learn their name, and suddenly they're a effing snowflake that's better than all the rest. Huh, this is weird. I'm feeling sleepy. You did ask me to get you drunk. Why is it weird? Because I haven't felt sleepy in quite some time. In fact, I've been sleep deprived for a while now. How long? A week? A week? Weeks are the ones with 30 days, right?
Oh dear.
Yep, totally sleepy. I can feel my eyes getting heavier. And there's this weird lag when I try to move. What's up with that? Anyways, I think I'll take a little nap here before storming off and continuing the night. If you'll excuse me. Should I call a cab? And risk waking her up? Leave her be. I'd rather break the rules and let her sleep than deal with her again. I'm gonna take my break now. It's been a while since I've needed a cigarette this badly. Alright.
That was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you've gotten a more interesting result if you just a little less garbage. Because, wow, that one really does let you pile a lot in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was, what, 17?
Yes.
Whew!
Anyway, it's about 5:45. I think it's about time to call it a day for this stream. We went through the midpoint of one day to the midpoint of the next. So, I'll be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, where I'll be continuing 2 Point Hospital. And I'll be back with more of this on Monday, hopefully at 3 p.m. Eastern. We shall see. Thanks again, and I hope to see you next time. Later, everybody.